I think I could also beat the shit out of The Rock, so I'll take that.
Well, I did it, so anybody could do it. Funny you should mention that. Twitter told me that it's the 10-year anniversary of me beating the shit out of him. I got that going for me.
I think I could also beat the shit out of The Rock, so I'll take that.
Well, I did it, so anybody could do it. Yeah.
I didn't beat The Rock up.
But do you think you could?
No.
Interesting.
No, come on, I can.
What superhero would I play? I think Punisher would be fun. Craven could be fun. I feel like I'm also basing all of this off of people that I maybe could look like, you know. It'd be easy to say like, oh, I'd love to be MODOK, but nobody really looks like Pat Oswalt kind of looks like MODOK, you know. I'm easy. I'll play anybody and everybody and whoever they pay me to play.
Well, this is perfect because I would love to play Storm from Marvel, of course, and She-Hulk as well.
I would like to play Spider-Man because I can relate to the, something by day, something by night gimmick he has going on there, being a dentist and a wrestler. And I think the whole web thing is pretty freaking cool. It could be like dental floss.
I was going to say Spider-Man as well because I just like how he jumps around.
Well, he'd probably be a much more physical Spider-Man. I'll be Spider-Woman.
He's kind of like a cat. He just flies around.
Gambit, is that a guy? Is that a person? I don't think I can do the accent, right? He's from New Orleans.
Pretty interesting. So I can comment from my perspective as somebody who was on the outside, looking in. I'd heard it all before. Oh, we got TV, brother. Oh, we got money, brother. I heard that at least twice a year for 20 years in the wrestling business. And, it never, ever panned out. So I was approached early, and I took the position of, wait and see. They proved that they could be on because that's the other thing, too, is like I've heard so many times, like, oh, we got TV, and that obviously just evaporates. But that doesn't mean, like, holy crap, they're on TBS. Wow, that's real TV. And to see what they did in their first year, their second year, obviously it lured my old bones out of retirement. What appealed to me about AEW was just fresh, exciting, new perspective, different characters. You have a strong female who's also a dentist. That's pretty crazy. And then Jade shows up. And, she's the same thing. Strong, powerful African woman. Orange Cassidy, I always say this, and I never know like if it's offensive or not, but like I feel like he's somebody who might not be everybody's cup of tea, so to speak. But I look at it from my perspective. I'm 40-year-old white dude, and I don't know what is cool, right? I know kids go crazy for him. So I looked at that and I was like, wow, there's something to that. Darby I'm in love with, like if I was 14, 15-year-old kid, he'd be my favorite wrestler. He paints his face, he skateboards, he's punk rock. What's not to love? And just across the board, to get me to, lace up a pair of boots again, to me that speaks volumes about what AEW is. And at its heart, I think it's punk rock, it's youthful exuberance, it's a fresh coat of paint on something that everybody knows already. It's pro wrestling done the right way, my opinion.
It's very authentic, and because we have so much creative input and creative freedom to a certain degree, we're having a lot of fun with everything that we're doing. What you see on TV, it's us turned up to 10, because that's what ultimately the best product is, in my opinion. Something that you're comfortable doing, that you genuinely love doing, and that something that they didn't just lay something in front of you and said, go play this, go do this, go wrestle like this. We have our own flair. Everyone has their own styles, and I think it's important to incorporate that into the product, because that's what's going to be the best product. So, you see that every week on TV, and over time we get more and more fans, because I think they can see how much fun we're genuinely having. And when everyone's having fun, like, that's where everybody wants to be. That's how we got CM Punk out of retirement after 7 years. That was the goal when we started. We said, what can we do to get CM Punk back in the game? And here we are.
Being gone from wrestling for 7 years and having the fans chant your name in a ton of different arenas, and I'll bring it back to, we were talking about The Rock. He was in the middle of the ring. They were shooting a movie, and 20,000 people, instead of cheering for him, were chanting my name. Dude called me up on the phone, right? That's powerful. And for 7 years, the fans did that. And I had no desire or reason really to come back until AEW came around. And now that I am back, I get to experience the fans telling me like what it meant to them, and it's always powerful. It always moves me for them to say like, you were gone for 7 years, I missed you so much, you coming back helped me overcome XYZ.
I definitely get some interesting interactions at my dental office, unfortunately, but everyone's been fairly respectful. I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had anything where I want to like run away and hide and quit the business. So look, mine's pretty boring, but that's a good thing. I'd like to keep it boring.
I would say with mine is just the influence you have on kids and like young people, because like that's something I think about when I was this age, like 10 or 12, and how people I looked up to, like the Tony Hawks and everything like that, and having that influence on young people, like, because there's lots of times I just don't publicize it, I don't talk about it, is like I'll like surprise kids at dinners, like talk to their parents first and like be like, yo, like surprise Johnny or wherever the hell the kid's name is, but yeah, we surprise him. I come to the dinner with like my face painted, but like it's fun to have that impact on people, and it's like where you like, yo, you can change this kid's life with just one meeting, and it's like a cool domino effect to have.
Same for me. Just seeing little black girls look up to me and just say, you know what, like I want to get into wrestling, I want to get into bodybuilding, I want to be a superhero, whatever you want to be, you know, that's inspiring to me, and it makes me want to become a better version of myself.
I don't like doing things almost all the time, but I enjoy coming to things like this and conventions and meet and greets, and it gives an opportunity to the fans to, most of the time it's hey, I love professional wrestling, but I can never watch it with my significant other or my mom or my dad or my brother or whoever it is, one of my best friends, and I want them to enjoy it with me, but they don't, because they have a stereotype or whatever their thought of professional wrestling is in their brain. Then they show them videos of me, and then they're like, oh, now my dad watches with me every week because you. That makes me feel good inside.